Hi, I'm Ernie Franzen, and welcome to the Journal Sentinel Editorial Board's Fourth and State. The second wolf hunt in the state's history started last week, October 15th. Today we have with us Kurt Thiede, Land Division Administrator for the Department of Natural Resources, and to talk about the hunt and to talk about some of the concerns that have been raised about it. But let's start out first with why are we hunting wolves in Wisconsin?
Sure. Well, it goes back a couple years ago when the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service delisted the gray wolf here in Wisconsin as well as in Minnesota and Michigan. As a result of that delisting from the Federal Endangered Threatened Species list, we had the ability to once again take responsibility for the management of the gray wolf here in Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. According to a management plan from 1999, we had an established management goal of 350 wolves in the state. At the time of delisting, we were over 800 wolves as our overwinter population here. And actually the federal delisting goal was 100 wolves. So we had exceeded, 8 times over which the federal goal was. So according to that management plan, it did list a variety of management techniques, lethal control methods that would be able, the state would be able to employ to manage the population.
Were wolves causing problems, or are they causing problems?
They still are. I think, in parts of the state, we had the last year before delisting, we had depredation payments on the order of around $300,000, in excess of $300,000 in claims that we were paying out for wolf damage. It's important to note that prior to delisting, the state did not have, even through lethal means, through any means, to control wolves that were causing problems on specific farms. So even if we were getting damage, we had no means by which we could help the situation while they were listed as endangered.
Now, last year the goal, the quota, I think, was 116?
That's correct.
And this year it's doubled, more than doubled. It's 251. There are critics who say that that's too much, too fast, and will not make for a sustainable population of wolves in Wisconsin. What's your answer to that?
Well, last year with the quota of 116, 117 wolves were harvested last year during Wisconsin's first modern era wolf hunt. And what we saw was basically a population, after we did our counts this past winter, of less than, or basically only 1% decline. So we were still above 800 wolves in the state. So at that level of harvest, 116, we did not see a population that was starting to turn down towards goal. From the very beginning, we had indicated that our goal was to sustainably and responsibly and conservatively manage the population and slowly bring it towards goal, the one that had been established. So this year, when we took a look at the models, past performance and other factors of mortality, it was felt that, according to the population models and our scientific experts, that a harvest of 251, which is what we went forward into this season with, we would likely see somewhere around a 13% decline in the overall population. So again, we'll find out following this season if our predictions were accurate. They were accurate last year. We did not anticipate much of a decline. We anticipate to see a bit more of a decline this year. But even with a 13% decline, we're still well over 700 wolves in the state, which is still double what our established management goal is for wolves.
Okay. The hunt is fairly controversial. Wolves tend to be an emotional issue for a lot of people on both sides of the issue. But one of the more controversial parts of this, and this is in the legislation that the state passed, it allows for the use of dogs, which makes us unique among, at least in the United States.
Correct.
Do you think hunting with dogs is a good idea?
I think hunting with dogs is something that we've proven to be successful at managing and regulating in Wisconsin for other species. We've seen that with bear, with bobcat, with coyote, with a variety of game birds. Wisconsin's tradition has been to utilize dogs to aid in hunting, and we've seen it successfully used previously. You are correct that using dogs to pursue wolves would be something new in the lower 48, but there's also very few states where wolf hunting is allowed.
Right.
So given that, we do have the rules in place similar to that are in place for bear that have been managed and utilized well, I think, over the past decades. So I think what we're going to see last year, obviously, with the injunction that was in place and how quickly we met our quota, we did not have the ability to experience what a wolf hunt with dogs would entail. And not that everybody would use that. So this year would be the first year. It wouldn't take place until after the gun deer season in late November. With the injunction lifted, it could occur this year, and I think we'll learn a lot from this first year.
As of Sunday, 85 wolves had been taken. Did that surprise you?
Yeah, it was, I think, the pace at which that harvest occurred this year. I think you could say that it was surprising. I think it shows, a number of different scenarios could be at play here. Whether it's we've been educating more trappers on how to trap wolves in Wisconsin, and so I think it's the education of those that are hunting and trapping here. But it also, could be indicating that the population, which we know is a healthy one here in the state. So I think, like with anything, last year we added one data point to our graph with our first harvest, and we learned a lot. We learned a lot about the composition of the types of animals that are harvested, the age, the health. And this year, after this harvest, we'll have more information. Not only to inform future harvest decisions, but also future management decisions as we get a chance to take a look at the productivity of our wolf pack here in the state, as well as the overall health.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Coming down, and thank you for watching 4th Estate.